Well, here we are. It is Sunday, July 27th, and we came up to check on the house. I know you guys have been asking about where the updates are, and honestly, kind of since we've been locked out, there's kind of been, I don't know, less of a motivation to come up here. But I was looking at the game camera. Our game camera, I'll point it out, it's way down the hill, but I can see a little tiny section of the house when I look at the game camera. So I noticed in one section that there was some color on the house, so we came up to take a look at the stucco. And so not only did we get some stucco, our rock is here finally. I guess this rock has taken months and months to get here. And the last thing Amy and I wanted to do was to have to go and repick rock. So there's quite a bit of variation in the rock here, and I think what they're going to do, they're going to lay it all out and then try to mix up the rock. So there's kind of some overall variation all the way around. We did get the garage doors put in. Now, basically, because of the HOA, almost nothing on the outside of the house is allowed to be white. So these are going to be a dark brown. I think they're walnut is the color. They are going to paint them because they could not find garage doors in the walnut color. So quick peek inside the garage. Not a lot's changed in there other than the garage doors are on. There's still kind of a bunch of stuff in there. Here is the front entryway. This is also not the final front door color either. This front door is also going to be the same walnut color. There'll be a lot of things that I'll point out that are going to be walnut. So kind of looking in, you can see they've got the interior walls in, baseboard, flooring. It's really kind of coming together. Joe, my builder, absolutely hates me over these front windows. We had a very, very hard time finding windows that open, that are that small and that are that tall. And really one of the reasons that I wanted windows to open here is the prevailing wind on this ridge line basically comes up from the back porch and kind of blows towards the front of the house. So kind of back to front, north to south. The problem is if these windows did not open, the only window on this side of the house would be this guest room. And I could imagine this door to the guest room slamming 1,000 times, getting blown shut as we try to get some air blowing through the house. So this will kind of give it a little bit of a direct path if we've got the sliders open to kind of let some air blow through the house, because pretty much the rest of the front of the house here is all garage. So we'll kind of peek in the guest room. I'll let you guys fight over who's going to be the first to stay the night here. But here is the guest room. We got the closets in, the whatever closet rods are up, the doors are on. We haven't really moved forward on the solar stuff yet. All the solar junk is here. All the wiring is in for the solar. But one of the things that we did get that since we've been up here last is the meter. So it looks like the power company was out here. If I zoom all the way back out here to the pole, when Steve was out here and we walked this and looked at the utilities, Steve was talking about where we are hooked, and he knew more than I did about what the stuff on the end of the pole is, but it looks like that transformer that's up there might be just for us. It really doesn't, I don't know. This is where Steve will answer these questions. but our power comes off of that green conduit that runs down the power pole, and then it's entrenched all the way down. We also did pay for 2 additional conduit runs out to the pole for the fiber internet, because I think these lower wires are the fiber, and they wanted to run them straight from the pole to the house. But I think I've mentioned it before, here we are sitting at 4,800 feet, and it's going to snow up here. And the last thing we wanted is to have power or fiber internet interrupted by ice and snow or anything like that. We're kind of preparing ourselves to be self-sufficient up here. And those 2 conduits run to the backside of this, and then this box here is kind of the demarcation box. Those 2 conduits from the street run up into this, and then there's another conduit inside of here that runs all the way back to the data closet or data center, as you've probably seen already. So here's all the power from the house. Comes out here. Well, it comes into the main panel, and then it'll cycle through all of the solar doodatery. This is the power from the solar panels themselves, and then these 4 we have 20 kilowatts of battery that are going to hang. They're in 5 kilowatt banks. So for those mathematicians, 4 times 5, carry the 20 kilowatts of battery right there. And I know the fellers were talking about solar for a while. Solar is one of those things that is very hyper local. If solar works for you, is mainly boiled down to who your power provider is and what the rules are in your area. So not to bore everyone to tears except for Steve, but the California is on NEM, or Net Energy Metering 3.0, which is a new rule that basically makes whatever power you push back to the grid, you're basically giving it to the grid for free. So solar in California almost is not worth it unless you have batteries. But because it's a new house built after 2021, I think, California requires all new residential builds to have solar. So it's one of those weird things where you're kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't. So we went all electric with a huge solar array and batteries, and we expect not to pull any power from the grid at all, except if we get an EV, which is kind of where the math is. This is new too. This is our HVAC, and they just placed that over the last week or 2. This back porch is really kind of coming together. These will get finished and stained the same color as the garage door and the front door. It'll be a nice dark walnut color. But this porch area, I mean, it's beautiful out here today. We're at the end of July, and the thermometer in the car when we got out said it was 74 degrees. So there's like a light breeze, 74 degrees. I could sit here all afternoon, but we got things to do. Here's the office / nerd lab. Same thing coming together here. This has a walk-in closet instead of kind of the reach-in closet, but same thing. All the hardware's on the wall. Finished trim is painted in place. Carpet's in place. So that is all looking good. Here's a peek in the kitchen. We've kind of had some back and forth seas about the kitchen. I don't know if you guys remember from the last video, Amy found a problem with our cabinets. So the cabinets got fixed. That part out to the left of the island was too short and there wasn't space for the dishwasher. So that all got corrected, which then delayed obviously delayed the appliances going in. The appliances are here. They're sitting in the warehouse. They've been here for probably 3 or 4 weeks already. But we are waiting on the fabrication of the granite for the countertops. So that's where we are with that. Kind of take a peek in the master. Not a lot's changed in here. We do have a ladder in the middle for some reason still, but really the main drama of the master bath, we're still kind of working our way through that. They've got the new tile in there. They're going to pull all that old tile out and get that replaced. So there's really only a handful of things that we're waiting for left. Got a big old pile of junk on this side. This door is going to also be painted brown as well. And we kind of went back and forth also about what to do in the driveway. And I think the more we talk about it, the less I want the builder to even mess with it, because I'm really worried about some of the drainage, and I think the builder is interested in just putting a driveway in and not really interested in taking the time to figure out what we're going to do for drainage. So I think we're going to tackle that ourselves, because there's going to be a lot of water coming down the slope here in the front, and we got to get that water from the slope off of the house pad. So I think we're going to, you can kind of see a little bit of a swale as it cuts around there, but I think we're going to put some drains and some piping and some gutters to try to get all this stuff off the roof. So yeah, that's about it. I'll walk back over, kind of give you a shot of the front. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.